and welcome to Tasmania TV. Today's video is a Christmas crafts video, and I'm going to show you a slightly different way of creating a more gothy, fun Advent candle setup. Now, I don't know how things are done like all over the world, but here in Sweden, the 4 Sundays before Christmas, it is traditional to light candles, and we usually have a setup of 4 candles. On the first Sunday you light the first candle, on the second you light the first and the second, on the third you light the whole 3, and then on the last Sunday you're allowed to light all 4. So they're going to burn in different lengths, the candles, and it's very beautiful, and I'm going to show you a cool version of creating one of these by yourselves today. Here is what you'll need for this look. On the right we have black candles. These are taper candles. This red thing right here is the container that they're going to go in. See, it's even labeled with numbers. Here we have some moss. This is Cladonia stellaris, which is flame-proof moss. Please make sure that you're using flame-proof moss for this. You don't want your setup to catch fire, okay? And then for the decorations, I'm going to be using a craft clay called Fimo. If you live in Sweden, you can find this at Panduro Hobby. I have a set of 10 different colors here. And here is a plate that I'm just going to be using as a work surface, a knife to cut, and in case my hands aren't good enough, I'll just use some toothpicks. So those are all the things I'm going to need for this. Let's get started. I'm going to start off by taking out some of the moss and placing it inside the container. In Sweden, these bags of moss are usually sold in the grocery stores, but you can find them at craft stores and things like that as well. I'm going to try to not make a mess here. Traditionally, one puts like little Santa Clauses and maybe some glitter and things like that in here. But this is not a traditional one, is it? No, we're going to make a goth one today. A spooky goth one. Well, not spooky, but a bit more fun and colorful. Then I'm going to get out 4 candles. Traditionally, one uses white candles or possibly red, but again, we're not going with tradition today. Make sure that they fit snug so that they're stable enough to be lit. Alright, I just shoved the whole pack in there, why not? Okay, so we have our base now. The 4 candles are in there, and so is the moss. So it's time to get decorating. So I'm just going to put that aside for now and get out my Fimo clay. I want this to be a colorful setup, so I'm going to be using more than 1 color of Fimo today. Like I said, this is a set of 10 colors, but you go ahead and use as many colors and shades as you like. And obviously, you can put anything in here. Just use your creativity to create whatever you like. So I'm going to start off by using this lovely turquoise. And I'm going to zoom in so you guys can really see what I'm doing. I hope that the light's okay. Alright, so I'm going to cut a piece of that blue and start rolling it up. I'm rolling it so that one end is thinner and one is a little thicker, because I'm going to be creating a tentacle. This is going to be a creepy creature feature candle setup. Alright, so for the thicker edge, I'm just flattening it. And then for the little tentacle rings, I'm going to cut a slim piece of the blue. Roll that up so that it's easy to just nip a little piece off. And in turn roll that and turn it into a little circle. I'm then going to place these onto my tentacle arm. like so. And then just keep making those and adding them as high up as you want on your tentacle arm. My first tentacle arm is completed, so I'm gonna just put that aside and then keep making more in other colors. I'm gonna steer away from red and black because that's what we've been using for the candle setup already, so I'm gonna be using more bright colors to enhance that creature feature feeling. So using the same technique, I'm gonna create a yellow one now. And then in some other colors, just keep making tentacles. I now have 4 sets of tentacles in different shapes and squiggly lines. But I'm also going to add some creepy little eyeballs. If you watched the Halloween video showing off like our party, you saw me use these eyeballs in the heads of roses, and that's the same technique. So I'm gonna start off by making 2 balls. And then making some super tiny white balls that we're going to use as highlights for the eyes. And I'm making those now because up next I'm going to be using black for the irises. And I don't want to get that black on my hands and then ruin these. So that's why I'm making the white ones first. Let go. Alright, so I have 4 of those, meaning 2 for every eye. Okay, so just taking a small piece of black, splitting that in 2 and rolling those into balls. And then flattening them. And then just pressing them on. And then adding the highlights. And there's your eyeball. These are going to go in the oven now to harden. Just follow the directions for the kind of clay that you're using. So I'm going to put these in the oven for about 20 minutes and then come back and finish the job. My clay has now hardened and it's time to display these creepy crawlies into the candle setup.